Good morning, student. Welcome back to our online classes. I'm so happy to see that many of you are really actively taking part in query session and very meaningfully. Okay, and still many of you are not yet taking part in the query session. That could be many reasons, but my advice to you would be please come and join with us. Okay, because you're getting only one day in a week to clarify your query, right? So please join with us in the next week. Okay, those who are taking actively part in the query session, this is my humble request. Please you go through the videos. Okay, whatever the teachers are sending you in the videos, first you watch that video and then you ask the questions. Okay, don't ask the question which the teacher is not yet explained. Okay, because teacher may be explain to you whatever you ask, but that will not help to you, क्योंकि जो भी आपके सिलेबस में होते हैं दैट इज़ स्टेप बाय स्टेप, so that you will able to understand, you will able to break the iceberg in your mind, right? So jumping into the topic which is not yet explained, that will not help you. Okay, so please keep in mind, avoid asking the question which teacher is not yet explained to you. Okay, you all are very smart and intelligent, I know, that please keep this in your mind. Okay. Okay, now let's we continue with our topic agriculture. In agriculture, so far we learn about that the importance of the agriculture. Then we saw that the types of agriculture which practice in our country. We saw the cropping pattern or the cropping season in our country. Last video we saw that the major crops, right? Today we are going to see that plantation, as the plantation also is a kind of agriculture which we practice in our country. It is a part of the commercial agriculture. Okay, so don't be get confused. So plantation which is a part of the commercial agriculture. So plantation also already I explained to you. Okay, so here we are going to see the some crops which comes under the plantation agriculture. Okay, the first one is jute. Okay, when we talk about jute, it's a golden fiber. Okay, golden fiber, it is called as a golden fiber. The uses, what are the area which we use? This jute is used for the making rope, a carpet, and many bags, so many things. Okay, now when we talk about today's time, because we are so much people are aware about to save the earth, right? To save the earth, so the importance of the jute become increasing again. Okay, now earlier what happened, that when the this synthetic fiber came into, because it become more durable, it become more attractive. So people in the market, the people are running for the fiber, synthetic fiber. Okay, but now as they realize these are the fiber which is non degradable, which is not good for the environment, so again people are coming back to the jute. Okay, this is a natural fiber, already you studied in the science also. Okay, so today we are going to see in a geography point of view. So basically the requirement for the rainfall to grow the jute, that is 500 sorry 150 to 200 centimeter rainfall, annual rainfall is required. That means to grow jute we need a good amount of water. Okay, when we talk about temperature 25 to 35 degrees Celsius, that means it is grow in a hot area, not very hot but in the hot warm area. Okay, now kind of soil which is suitable for growth the jute, that is clay and soil. Loamy soil is a the combination of sand, silt and clay. Okay, so these are the type of soil which is suitable for grow for the jute. Now places like West Bengal, Assam and Orissa. Okay, student, if you look at these places carefully, it is in the eastern part of India. Okay, you talk about West Bengal, you talk about Assam and Orissa, it is in the eastern part of area. Okay, here the amount of the rainfall they receive is very good amount. Okay, so here they grow jute in a very large quantity. Okay, now another thing, Not only to grow jute, it require a lots of water, even in the processing. Okay, look at the image. These are the plant of jute. Okay, after it cut it down, it has to be soak it in the fresh water for a long period of time. Okay, so not only to grow jute require a good amount of water, even for the processing of making jute it require a lots of water. Okay, so now next one is cotton. Okay, cotton. If you talk about cotton, this is the cotton. Even you studied in the history that many traders from outside they came in India for one of that item. One of the goods or one of the item was cotton. Okay, when we talk about cotton, in India we grow a very good and very fine quality of cotton. It forms the basic of textile industry. Textile industry, it is basically talking about the cloth industry. Okay, so when we talk about the textile industry, uh, uh, the this industry, from where do they will get their raw material, kacha mal, right? They get, they this textile industry, for textile industry their raw material is cotton. So that's what is it forms the basic of textile industry. If there is no cotton, the textile industry will not able to survive. Okay, so because of this cotton, many people are engaged, many people get employment. If you talk about the rainfall, it required 30 to 50 centimeter annually. That means not much rain is water is required, especially during the harvesting time. There should not be a rain at all. If there is a rain, all the cotton ball will be damaged. Okay, so they require a rainfall but not much. Okay, when we talk about the temperature, it is 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. That means it in a cold place. Okay, not very chill like a mountain area, but it require a warm temperature. Okay, the the soil, the kind of soil which is suitable to grow cotton, that is the first one is black soil. Okay, black soil, then alluvial soil and laterite soil. These are the soil. Okay, with the help of fertilizer, with the help of many other chemical, they grow it. But in basically, black soil is the best and the suitable for the grow cotton. The last one, the places where it available in India, that is Maharashtra, MP, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Okay, these are the places where the cottons are grow in a very large extent. You may, that's what I'm saying. Places like Maharashtra, MP, and part of Karnataka, they will have a black soil. But Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, they won't have the black soil. Okay, so as I told you, because of the chemical, because of the fertilizer, even in the alluvial soil and the laterite soil, now the people can grow cotton. Okay, the next plantation uh, plantation crops is tea. Okay, when we talk about tea, tea is imported by the Britishers. Okay, when we talk about the see the history about the tea is not naturally grow in our country. It was exported by the imported by the Britisher during the British period. They introduced tea in our country. Okay, so before that you will see in history nowhere that we saw that the people are drinking tea or people they planting tea. Okay, so this is introduced by the British or during the colonial period. Now when we talk about tea is known as a queen of beverage. Beverage is kind of like is for drinking. Okay, not only water, there are different varieties of beverages are there. So basically these are the drink for the enjoyment. Okay, drink for the for a hobby. Okay, now when we talk about the rainfall, it require 152 to 50 centimeter in annually. That means good amount of rainfall is required. Okay, good amount of water is required to grow a tea. Now temperature wise is 13 to 35 degrees Celsius. Okay, now if you talk about Assam, it is not a cold place, right? So Assam, which is one of the largest tea producing state in India, Now again you talk about, for example, like Nilgiri Hill in the Tamil Nadu. It is a hill station. You will find in the Nilgiri Hill in Tamil Nadu. You will find in the Himachal Pradesh, which is cold place. Okay, so tea, to grow a tea, it require the temperature 13 degree to 35 degrees Celsius. So that's what you may find the places like Assam, which is a hot area. You will find the tea there also, and places like Himachal Pradesh and Nilgiri Hill in Tamil Nadu, they are a hill station, they are a cold place. There also you will find a tea garden. Okay, this is what I just put. The upper one is the tea garden in Assam. The below one is tea garden in the Nilgiri Hill in the Tamil Nadu. Okay, so the soil, the kind of soil which required here is loamy soil. Okay, and the places like northeast Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, and Kerala, these are the places where tea produce. The largest tea producing state is Assam. Okay, which is in the part of as a part of northeast states. Okay, now next one is coffee. Okay, coffee also same like tea. This also various uh, crops. The rainfall which required is 125 to 200 centimeter annual rainfall it required. Temperature, it again like tea, 15 degree to 28 degrees Celsius. That means it can be grow both in the cold and warm places. Soil which is suitable to grow coffee is loamy soil. The places where we found the uh, coffee plantation is, that is in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. The last one is rubber plantation. When we talk about rubber plantation, rubber is again it used in a different uh, purposes, like eraser which you use, right? Each student you have a eraser in your geometry box, right? That eraser which is made from the rubber. Then shoes, tire, all these are made of rubber. Okay, now rainfall which require is 200 to 400 centimeter annually, means it require a good amount of rainfall. Otherwise it require a good amount of water. If rainfall is not there, but if you have sufficient supply of water is there, that is okay. Okay, the temperature wise, it 25 degrees Celsius. That means not in the cold place, not in the hot place, in the warm place. Soil like loamy, laterite, and okay, these are the kind of type of soil where the rubber grow plantation grow well. Places like Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala are the places where rubber plantation are they produce in a large quantity. Okay, now so far student we have seen the major crops, the types of agriculture. Now when we talk about agriculture, more than 60% of people in India are engaged in the agriculture. Whether you talk about plantation, whether you talk about commercial, whether you talk about the subsistence, so people are engaged, people are getting job, people are for them it's become a economic activity. Okay, so more than 60% people are in the part of, they are engaged in the agriculture in India. Okay, now that means we already seen agriculture, which is a very important sector for any country, right? Now in this agriculture, which need so many reformation means changes. Okay, now we are going to see the next topic is reformation means changes, bringing changes or alteration. We are going to see in the two area, one is institutional reform, second is technological reform. Okay, today we are going to see the institutional reform, next video we will see technological reform. Okay, now what are the reform that government introduced? Okay, what are the reform that government introduced in the field of agriculture? The first one is abolish the zamindari. See, if you look at the Indian history, jamindar was the one who they are holding a big plot of land, right? and the farmer will work under them, right? So after independent, the in independent India, they realize the zamindari system will exploit the people, right? So the first, the agriculture in institutional reform, the British they bought is they abolish it, they finish up the zamindari system in 1954. Okay, the second is land ceiling. Land ceiling means, again there are many rich people, they are holding a land unnecessary. Okay, another group of people, they don't have even any land at all. So government they introduce the land ceilings, where the ceiling means basically you are taking away from them. Okay, so government they introduce this land ceiling, where the government they took the land from the rich and the landlords. Okay, rich and the landlord who are holding uh, more than uh, more than their requirement land. Okay, so that land they took it away from them, that is called the land ceiling. The next one is Rashtriya Krishi, Krishi Vikas Yojana in 2007. In this, they introduce for the development of the farmer. Okay, these are the certain scheme. Yojana means scheme, where government introduced for the farmers development. Okay, that introduced in the 2007. Now another one is consolidation of land holding. Consolidation of land holding means, see, we already studied in a chapter 1, in our country there are still so many lands are there which is which is not used of, right? Kind of like they are wasteland. So government what they did is they consolidate, means consolidate, the meaning is combine together. Okay, so what the government did was they all the compile, they all collect the all the land, even the wasted land, the land which is not suitable for growing anything. So government took it them. Okay, they give treatment to the land by giving the fertilizer, giving the manure, giving the kind of chemical which require, or if it's the water, the land is dry, they will give irrigation facilities. Okay, so government took that all that land and they give them a treatment so that that land will be suitable to use by the farmer. Okay, that is fourth one. The fifth one is the credit reform. Credit reform means, credit means you are giving something to other, right? You are giving money to somebody, that is called credit, right? So government bringing some reform in the credit. For example, like Kishan credit card. Credit card is given to the farmer. Okay, in that card the farmer can take certain loans from the bank. Okay, and they will allow to use with that card, they can buy a tools, they can buy a machines. Okay, they can buy a manure. So this is kind of like government are giving them credit card to the farmer. And next one is subsidize, means the government are selling that fertilizer or seed in a lower price. Okay, because if it's a high price, our farmer will not able to afford it, not able to buy it. So government they are giving them in the low price, that is called subsidize. Okay, the last one is crop insurance. Crop insurance is like any other insurance. We have a insurance for the life, we have insurance for the vehicles, we have insurance for the buildings, right? So like that, government are giving insurance even for the crops which the farmer are going to produce. Okay, see, many a time uh, farmer they lose if the rain, the monsoon if they arise late, they have a so much of loss for the farmer. Okay, if the monsoon arrive early, so much of damage of their crops, right? So the farmer are many a time they are in a very dark situation. They don't know what will happen the next, whether the monsoon will come late or whether the monsoon will come early. So the this is kind of like accident for the farmer, right? Because they don't know how what will happen. So government are giving them insurance. Okay, whatever happen, if the monsoon come early or monsoon come late, whatever the loss that we are going to be bear. Okay, so this is kind of like crop insurance, they are giving it to the farmer. So it kind of like the government try their level best to help the farmer to develop the agriculture sector. Okay, so in this section, the reform institutional introduced by the Indian government is to help the agriculture sector to develop and to help the farmer to give their best in field of agriculture. Okay, student, so next is your homework. What are the institutional reform taken by Indian government in field of agriculture? Please do it in your notebook, watch the videos, and if you have any query, student, you don't need to be wait for the query session. Please send me a message, I will personally call you and explain it to you. Okay, and come to the query session. Before that, listen the videos and then come for the query session. Okay, student, be at home, take care, see you in the next video.